Hello, I'm CJ Wellerman, and in this episode, we reveal how Israel is desperately trying to downplay the devastating destruction that Iranian missiles have wrought upon the Zionist state. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show. Now let's get into it. I never fully appreciated the German word Schadenfreude until Iranian ballistic and hypersonic missiles slammed into Tel Aviv over the weekend. In English, Schadenfreude means to take great pleasure from another person's misfortune. And hardly anything has brought me more joy than watching Israelis take to social media to complain about being bombed by a foreign military. The irony couldn't be more delicious, because the same people who told Palestinians to stop crying about being bombed are the same people who are now running and scrambling for the nearest bomb shelter. Call it karmic justice, call it righteous vengeance, or call it something else. But Iranian missiles have gone a long way to restoring our faith in humanity and our hope for ultimate justice. And justice is exactly what this is. Remembering that 82% of Israelis celebrate the genocide that has taken place in their name for the past 21 months, resulting in the slaughter of upwards of 100,000 Palestinians, 75% of whom were women and children. We are talking about a genocide that Israelis have turned into a major tourism attraction, as they enjoy picnics and take selfies while Palestinians are incinerated and starved to death in the background. But now how the tables have turned. Israelis are getting a taste of their own medicine, having started an unprovoked war against Iran, a country that boasts the largest and most diverse ballistic missile stockpile in the Middle East. Israeli cities are on fire. This is not Gaza, this is downtown Tel Aviv. This is what Israel is desperate to keep hidden from the world, as it does its best to conceal the magnitude of Iran's counterattack. What Israel really doesn't want you to know is that its much vaunted Iron Dome air defense system completely failed against Iran's third wave of attack on Sunday evening. You can see Iranian missiles moving freely over Israeli airspace to reach their targets. You're watching an Iranian missile completely destroy a missile interceptor at Israel's Nevatim airbase. Boom, a direct hit, it's gone. And now, you're watching a ballistic missile slam into Israel's equivalent of the Pentagon, the Ministry of Defense building, a direct hit that Zionist-controlled media outlets refuse to report. That is with the exclusion of Fox News, which earned the Israeli government's anger by reporting the truth on this occasion.
The Iranians have responded with 3 waves of ballistic missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Please go back, please, go back, please.
You can understand here, it's very tense at this specific location, because the Iranians are now targeting the defense establishment of Israel. And so I'm going to have my cameraman pan up here to this building just across the street from the Kiryat. And so
Israel claims that only 8 Israelis have been killed by Iranian strikes during the past few days. But then again, Israel lies about anything and everything, even things you can see clearly with your own 2 eyes. The reality is way more Israelis have been killed, with dozens, possibly hundreds or even thousands of Israelis buried or trapped beneath the rubble. They now share a similar fate to the more than 10,000 Palestinians who remain buried under the rubble of their own homes in Gaza. An irony lost on Netanyahu's official spokesperson, who now complains about Israelis being targeted while they sleep. Maybe somebody should tell him that 50% of all Palestinians killed in Gaza during the past week were killed while sleeping in tents, as others are murdered while lining up for food and humanitarian aid. Israel is finding out the hard way that it's far more difficult to fight against the military of a nation state than it is to kill starving children in an open-air prison. And whereas the Palestinian resistance is armed only with light weapons and homemade rockets, the Iranian military is armed with some of the most lethal missiles available on the planet. This is Ramat Gan City, located on the edge of Tel Aviv. Bam! Devastating impact, And this is the Mediterranean port city of Haifa, where hypersonic missiles took out a major oil refinery depot, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation.
Whoa! Oh! What the? Holy shit! No! What? Oh shit! Oh shit! No, baby! No!
Are we dangerous here?
Yeah, we're dangerous!
This is Tel Aviv, where missiles are slamming into Israeli targets with relative ease.
Wow. Wow.
A spokesperson for Israel's foreign ministry did the rounds on British television to relay how difficult it was for him to explain to his 9-year-old daughter why they had to rush to a bomb shelter during the middle of the night. Which begs an obvious question. Is this his 9-year-old daughter? Did she write her name on a bomb that killed Palestinian children? You see, unlike Israel, Iran is not deliberately targeting civilians, which even Israeli military acknowledges to be true, saying that 90% of Iran's missiles are fired at Israeli military sites. And because every Zionist accusation is a confession of wrongdoing, it falsely accused Hamas of hiding beneath hospitals in Gaza, while Israeli soldiers construct a new military command base underneath Tel Aviv's Ichilov hospital. They really are a shameless bunch of lying cowards. So much so that even Israeli comedians are taking to the bombed out streets of Tel Aviv to mock their leaders for bombing every country in the Middle East.
Shalom from Tel Aviv. Today I'm giving you a guided tour of what happens when you bomb other countries for fun and act surprised when they shoot back.
Stick around. Next stop, denial and international outrage. Thanks to your support, we've been ignoring war crimes since 1948.
More worrying for Israel is it's running out of interceptor missiles for its Iron Dome air defense system, with US officials now worried that further retaliation from Iran will drain the US global missile stockpile to a horrendous level in coming days. This reality is not lost on ordinary Israelis, who see clearly the writing on the wall and are now fleeing the Jewish state in record numbers, which has forced the Israeli government to ban its citizens from leaving by air. A new report claims that Israel is now paying thousands of dollars to escape Israel by small yachts from the port cities of Haifa and Ashkelon. And as the situation turns ever worse for Israel, the greater the probability it will carry out a false flag attack to drag the United States into its war. Because here's the thing, Israel cannot defeat Iran, and nor does it have the capability to hit Iran where it counts, deep inside its mountain fortresses. And you can't end Iran's nuclear program until you destroy its uranium enrichment capabilities, which can only be reached with US bunker buster bombs. The problem for Israel is that Trump has stated clearly that the US won't get actively involved in Israel's war unless Iran targets Americans, which is ominous given Israel has a proven history of dragging the US into wars via false flag attacks. Remembering that it bombed a US naval ship killing 34 American sailors in 1967, in an effort to expand its war of choice against Arab states that same year. But let me finish with this. What frustrates and maddens me the most is the thought of how many lives could have been saved in Gaza had Iran or anyone else hit Israel this hard and much sooner. That said, we must accept good news wherever we can find it. And the great news here is Israel is heading towards a shattering defeat, because its allies are cutting it adrift and its enemies are growing more emboldened. Anyway, that's my time for today. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask you please support our effort to expose and confront injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJWellerman. We can't produce, sustain and grow the show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.